But speaking of which, we're here to talk about your comic book that you have. Tell us a little bit about your Vincent Price Presents the Tingler.
It is. I spoke with the publisher of Blue Water Comics, Darren Davis, and we had just sort of gotten together and just talked about books that he's done just for my work on Ain't It Cool News, and I get independent books sent to me a lot of times just for review or things like that. So he owned the Vincent Price property, and that it was basically just all of the movies that he's been doing and things like that. So I think basically I told him how much I liked the Tingler, and he said, well, just write down a pitch and send it to me, and we'll see what happens after that. He said, I'm not setting any guarantees or anything, but if I like it, we'll make it. So I did. I just wrote down kind of a page-long pitch about what I thought it could be, and he liked it a lot. And I guess I had some time last. I think I wrote this in December, and I wrote it in about a month. The two issues here, I wrote both of them in about a month, and sent it over to him. He liked it, and throughout the year, I'd been getting pages from the artist, and I saw it all develop from just start to finish. It was really exciting just to see that process.
Yeah, how great is it to see the pages that you had wrote sent back in that medium?
Yeah, it was weird. Just seeing I think the most aggravating part was that it got right up to the point where it was supposed to be distributed, and it was it was supposed to come out at the end of October.
Right.
It ended up it was being delayed 2 weeks, so I wasn't able to come here to do the book signing. But also I was really just chomping at the bit just to see it on the shelves, and so even those 2 weeks that in between there, it was just so aggravating. Just I would go in every week and I would look and see, no, it's not there yet. So, but yeah, once it got out, it was just great to see a completed product, and that you're able to kind of just hold it in your hands and read it. I can't wait until it can be kind of collected into a trade. So so everybody can read the full story. I'm actually planning on trying to do a sequel to this because it kind of ends on more like a cliffhanger rather than
let you leave
total
a little
resolution.
bit more.
Yeah. So I'd like to kind of just finish it up. And Darren said he liked the first story so much that just go ahead and just write it. So so that's after I clear off a couple other projects right now, I'm going to try to do that.
Well, leads me to are there any more projects you have lined up in the future? Horror comic books or outside of that?
I have a couple projects coming up. The most recent that's going to be coming out is going to be in February, hopefully by Valentine's Day. It's another Vincent Price Presents. It's a one-shot for the Witchfinder General, and that's an old. It was an old movie that was kind of vaguely based on Edgar Allan Poe's The Conqueror Worm poem.
Yeah.
And it was released here in the States as The Conqueror Worm, but overseas it was released as Witchfinder General. And and it's just Vincent Price is a guy who searches down witches and he kills them. It takes place during the witch hunts, and it's kind of like a twisted love story. So hopefully it'll come out by Valentine's Day so that it kind of can tie into that whole thing. And that's just a one shot. And then after that, I'm going to be doing. I have been for the last year. We've been working on another project, which is through Blue Water's Roger Corman Presents line, and it's called Death Sport, and it's basically a kind of like a reimagining of the original movie. With David Carradine. And it really doesn't have anything to do with the movie. It kind of can be a prequel, maybe, but
kind of along the same universe, but not exactly directly.
That movie was it was just a very, very kind of like a Z budget movie. So they were fighting with swords, and they had like go-karts that they were driving around that they souped up and put extra metal on it to make it look futuristic. And so I just kind of thought of it as kind of just a really brutal kind of Olympic Games. And these three contestants are fighting in this. They're kind of like fighting for their lives. If they can complete these games, they get to kind of like go free.
Right.
And there's like a crowd around there, and nobody wants to get too close to the crowd because the crowd is just as wild as the contestant, or as the as kind of like the sportsmen, who are these kind of like big road warrior type guys.
A little bit like Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome.
I mean, there's all of that futuristic stuff that is in like every futuristic movie is kind of like
the post-apocalyptic.
Yeah, like people wear like these spikes and things like you would never wear, but we tried to make it somewhat functional. But that the artist that's working on that, he's working a little. He's really just trying to get it right, so it's taking a little extra time for him. So that was really the first script that I finished for Blue Water, but it's still not finished with the art. But and then I just finished. I'm just finishing up a 4-issue miniseries called Nanny and Hank, which is a vampire story, and it's about an elderly couple that's bitten by a vampire, and they're on a trip to visit their grandkids, and it's kind of like a story with it's like a lot of heart, and there's a lot of like kind of it's I think so far I'm most proud of that project that I'm working on. And the artist is just amazing on that one. I can't wait for people to see like just what this guy's doing. It almost looks like puppets, and it's kind of it's like Mike Mignola meets the Muppet Show, kind of like.
They don't sparkle in the daytime, do they?
No, they burn up.
No, they burn up
like
good.
Real vampires.
Thank you.
Yes,
like real vampires.
Yeah. But I really was looking for that project just to try to do a vampire story that people haven't really seen, and that. Just every time I like sort of got to a point where I was asking myself, okay, is this a vampire cliche or isn't it? And, if it was, I just tried my hardest just to veer away from that. So hopefully it's something different. I haven't seen every vampire thing out there, but I've seen a lot of them. So I tried to anything that I've seen. It's much more like a comedy that has vampires in it rather than a vampire story. So. But yeah, and then I actually just finished talking with Raven Gregory about possibly doing just a 10-page story in his Wonderland annual. It's coming out in the spring. So I sent him the pitch to that. He liked my story, and so I'm going to be writing that over the next couple of weeks and kind of fleshing that out. So yeah, that's everything so far. It's like,
well, I got to ask you, as a fanboy, and I can attest to it because he used to sell me my comic books back in the day. What's on your pull list right now? What do you really enjoy reading?
Oh, I get a little bit of everything. A lot of Marvel stuff. I like I was just talking earlier with some people about the Guardians of the Galaxy and Nova. I love the lines. I like the Dark Reign stuff. I've been following all of that stuff for years. And gosh, what else? Thor. I'm looking over here for ideas.
There's just so much out right now. It seems like there's such a huge influx of good storytelling right now.
There is, and it's really impressive just to see that level of storytelling going on across the board. Because usually there are some crap stories that are out there, but and there still are. There's still plenty out there to sift through. But I don't know. I really like Moon Knight. He's always been a favorite character of mine. Just to see him, it seems like he's getting done right now for the first time in a long time.
Is there any big title out there that you would consider a dream job? Just let me work on one book.
I would love to work on Moon Knight.
Moon Knight.
Yeah, I love that character. And I think everybody who's ever read comics, they've always had their dream like storyline of what you would do with the character, and I still have that. And I don't want to try to just like jump in and try to just start writing anything mainstream yet, because I'm still learning. It's only been a year that I've really tried to do this sort of thing. So I want to really get an understanding of that before I even try that. And I know some people at Marvel and DC just through Ain't It Cool, but I don't want to kind of endanger that relationship by asking them to do that sort of thing.
A little bit too much too soon.
So I'm just kind of just having fun with what I'm doing right now. That's all I want to do right now.
Well, before I go, I was wondering if I could get you to sign my copy of your book.
Definitely do that.
And we really appreciate you're taking your time with us. It's always great to see somebody from the hometown gives all of us, a little hope, a little inspiration.
Yeah, it's been fun. I mean, I loved working at the Comic Connection, and it was just that was a major part of my life when I was going through high school and college here. It was great to do that, just to be around comics. That's always what I wanted to do. So,
have you gotten a chance to get back with any of your people from high school and like, remember me? And
a little bit. Yeah,
you used to knock me for reading comic books. What are you doing now, flipping burgers? Oh yeah, well I'm writing comic books.
Well, I haven't done that yet, but there have been some people come in today, and I talked to some people. Back, I've been here since Wednesday, so I've got to talk to a couple of people, and just on things like Facebook, I haven't really said anything on Facebook that I was working for Ain't It Cool a lot, just because it's more of like a social kind of like thing.
Yeah.
And but I've started to kind of promote the comic on Facebook and things like that. So people that haven't even really didn't know that aspect of me, that I was a writer and that I was doing this sort of thing. They're much more accepting than I thought they would be. They wouldn't be like calling me a big dork or anything like that. It's just they're like, oh, congratulations, you got this book out. That's really cool. So, but yeah, it's been a fun time. So,
great.
Yeah, it's great.
All right. Well, again, I want to thank you.
Thank you.
And until next time.
Okay.